Hi, my name is Eddie Parisi, and I wanted to introduce myself. This will be my very first YouTube video, and please forgive me if it's not professional. I'm not trying to be professional. What I'm trying to do is be helpful. And the reason for me making these videos, I'm going to try to make a series here, and the purpose is to help other people. People who are having their first panic attack, anxiety attack, or people who have experienced depression really bad. I want you to know that I've experienced all this. I've never been like that in my whole life. I've always been the go-to guy who's real solid, who is very sharp-witted in my thinking, and I had a very bad experience that I've got to share with you. So let me just get right into what happened, and then kind of tell you what went along during the course of events with this thing. So I married a girl. She's a lot younger than me, very energetic. The blessing of my life, the happiest I've ever been in my life. This girl brought so much joy to my life. We were having such a good time. But the purpose of me getting together with her after when we got married, what we were supposed to do was going to buy some property and put a camper on it, and then put a mobile home or something like that. Just work our way up into building a house. So the pandemic comes along. We're living in hotels because I've yet to find a piece of property. We're spending $1,300, $1,400 a month on hotels. We're eating out at restaurants because there is no kitchen or regular amenities like you'd have in your house, right? So all we have is a bed and a bathroom and a TV. We have to go out and eat at restaurants in the parking lot because you're not allowed in the restaurants because everything was shut down. And I kept trying to find a camper just to at least get us something to stay in so we could beat down the monthly payment on the hotel. Kept looking for a camper. We drove a couple hours at a time sometimes going to look at campers. They were all junk, they were beat up, or they were just, out of our price range. We just couldn't get it to where we could afford it. So one night, me and my little wife are sitting there and we're trying to go to sleep, and I couldn't go to sleep. And we had a little disagreement, which is not a big deal because the type of disagreement we had wasn't anything big. But I started panicking and I didn't know why. I could not breathe. I couldn't sleep. I was having a hard time breathing, and this just wouldn't stop. So me and her got to the point where we couldn't stay together that night. I had to leave. Went and slept in the car. Didn't sleep at all that night, needless to say, because sleeping in the car is just not normal. And went back the next day, still panicking. Couldn't breathe. This was going on and on. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I had coronavirus. And me and her just couldn't talk. I couldn't associate with her. I was basically losing my mind. So I told her that I was going to drop her off at her aunt's house, and she was supposed to stay there and let me go get my head straight. Well, what happened was for 8 days. 8 days, 24 hours a day, which is abnormal. Psychiatrist told me this. I had a counselor tell me this. Panic attacks don't last that long. 8 days. I couldn't breathe. I tried to sleep. I probably maybe 2 hours a night, an hour 1 minute, or for an hour 1 hour. Then, maybe a few hours later I'd sleep another hour. So for 8 days, I probably got a total of 17, 18 hours of sleep. That's the most I could get out of it. About the 9th day into it, the panic attack stopped, but it became an anxiety attack. And this went on and on and on up until probably, so this started two months ago and about probably a week. So roughly 9 weeks ago. And the first part of this thing, I've wrote this stuff down, so I'm going to read this to you, so forgive me again for not being professional, but I'm going to tell you what was going on the whole course of this time, and I'm still not recovered yet. So I'm probably at about the 60-65% mark. But so I became very antisocial. I couldn't talk to people. I couldn't go out in public and talk to people. I was afraid of every little thing going on, like going to the bathroom. Like I couldn't go in the bathroom and use the bathroom because it was small. I felt claustrophobic. It was retarded. I was paranoid about simple little things, like if I couldn't find something. Like if I set my keys somewhere, all of a sudden I'd freak out. And it drove me nuts. That's just a simple thing, right? I couldn't, falling asleep. I had a fear of falling asleep. There's nothing I could do to fall asleep. By the way, if you notice I'm in my car here, because where I'm staying at right now, I'm homeless right this minute. But I don't have any privacy. I have to cut my car. So again, please forgive me for this type of video. Going out in public, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be motivated to work. I really haven't made any money. Just, I mean, probably 2 months gone by, I've hardly worked at all, maybe 2-3 times. I couldn't concentrate on anything. My concentration was completely gone. If you would have came up and said, hey, here's $5 million. I remember when I thought to someone talking about winning the lottery, and I was like, you know, that wouldn't even make me happy. There ain't no chance money can motivate me. It just, nothing about it excites me. Breathing was always difficult. It was just like, you know, always, it was hard to breathe. I couldn't take a full breath. I tried running down the street to see if I could get my lungs to expand. I couldn't get them to expand. Could never remember nothing. If I did set my keys down somewhere and I couldn't find them, I mean, I parked in a parking lot. Couldn't find my car, standing right in front of the damn thing. And the only way I could find it was hitting the button to make the remote go off, or the alarm, and guess what? I was standing beside, didn't even know it. I couldn't eat. I used to weigh 230 pounds. I'm down to 195 right now. I made it down to 192, but I'm at 195 right now. I mean, I used to have a pretty big set of arms, and I was very muscular, but I've lost a lot of weight. This thing has eaten my life up. My hands got shaky. I was afraid of dying. And when I go to sleep, I would sit there and think about dying. The thought of death just drove me nuts. I was afraid of being alone. Even though I couldn't go out in public and socialize, I had my daughter, my ex-wife over here, is where I'm staying right now. I can't be with my wife. That's another long story. But I can't be alone. Like when I go to do something, I have to have a friend with me or somebody. I'm not even interested in having my own home. That's how much I hate being alone. So I don't know if that helps with that. But I walked around for at least 3 to 5 weeks, dizzy, as if I was in this bubble. That's how bad my anxiety was. Let's see here. I couldn't make simple decisions. Like, you know, did I need to go get gas for my car? Should I do it now? I can't name all the things that was going on there, but I couldn't make any decisions. No matter what joke you told me, if something was funny on TV, I couldn't laugh. I had no humor in me at all. I mean, life was just over. I was very unhappy. My vision got really bad. I mean, I'm having to wear these glasses, and I wrote really big on this paper. My vision's gotten like almost half of what it was. And then, last but not least, I had this buzzing sensation in my head. It was just freaking me out. So, make a long story short, I went through some weird stuff. And I'm at a state right now where I can go out in public and eat. I still went out to dinner with my friend yesterday. I was in a restaurant, it was kind of dark, and I was just overwhelmed. But I've learned a few things, and I've started making some progress in a way that I think that anybody who's ever experienced it at the level I'm at, which is very extreme, so if you've never had it extreme like me, you might be able to help me. But what my intentions are is that as I make these videos, I want to start teaching people the things I've learned, because I started taking counseling. The counselor and me just didn't get along. We went 7 weeks, 2 times a week. I still didn't learn anything from her. All she wanted to do was put me on medication. And that's another thing. I've found some herbs and some stuff that's natural, so you don't get addicted or hooked on medication, because that there is one thing I'll get into in my other videos, that when you're on this medication, you pretty much have to rely on it, and you can't just stop. And it takes a while to get started. So if you're just in the beginning stages of panic attacks, the medication is probably not going to be beneficial to you. I've done without it. So I'm making progress. And again, my intention is to help people. So on the next few videos I'm doing, I will be telling you what I've learned that's helped me to cope. So the intention is to help you cope if you've had any problems with anxiety or depression, or basically panic attacks, which those are the scary ones. So once I've gotten to where I can educate you what I've learned, hopefully you'll progress with me, and by the time I'm done making these videos, I am praying to God, which, you know, I believe in God, because that's going to be another part of this, is getting a relationship closer to God, that I know that I'm in better frame of mind because of it. you will hopefully gain something from my bad fortune. So, in other words, I don't think anybody who's a doctor or who's a psychologist who's never had panic attacks, all they know is what the formulation is for it. What possibly causes it. Flight or fight stuff. If you have never experienced it and progressed out of it, these doctors don't know really what's going on. How are they really going to help you? All they can tell you is the basic stuff. You know, breathe. Dude, I breathed 1,000 times. In, slow out. You know, all these different things. Not a single one of those things were strong enough to help me in any way. So I've been fighting this, and I'm hoping that what I'm going to do is slow down your fight so that you don't have to battle it at the level I did. So again, my name is Eddie Parisi, and I'm going to be making some more videos, and hopefully I will be helping people. I'm praying that I bless somebody from these videos. And till then, I'll see you on my next video.